Just ignore the hair. It's a little crazy right now. But anyway, today I'm reviewing Naruto chapter 633. And let me just say, I do not see any of the other big four chapters surpassing this chapter this week. Same as last week. Last week Naruto had the best chapter, and I'm already calling it. Naruto is the only chapter out so far, and I'm already calling it. It's going to have the best chapter this week. There's so much badassery going on. So, chapter started off with pretty much, where we left off, and Sasuke's looking over at Naruto like, so this is what the Nine Tails, the QB mode's all about and stuff. This is the hype. And Naruto's looking back like, black flames. They're just looking at each other. And I like this part. It's just sort of they're sizing each other up in a way. It's like, you know what, when we fight, I'm gonna learn something about you right in this second. And then, Kiba's still psyched up. He's like, everybody wants you to become Hokage. Screw that, I want to become Hokage. He's still psyched up. He's like, don't forget, Naruto, you're not the only one who can do that move. He does Kagebunshin no Jutsu. And then he summons only one guy. And Naruto's like, summon way more than that. It's only one. He's like, it's not the point. Kiba's like, that's not the point. And so the two Kibas get on top of Akamaru and turn into basically Cerberus. They do the transformation beast jutsu, and turn into Cerberus is what he called. And I'm just like, I thought two heads was crazy, but damn. So this three-headed dog is pretty awesome. It is a fang. It's like piercing fang, I think. And pretty badass. Tore up a lot of enemies. So I was like, cool. Then what else was there? Then we see Shino. He has his hand on. He's like one of the things. And he goes, giant bug summoning jutsu. And then all of a sudden these giant bugs come crawling out and like burst from it, and I'm thinking, ew. And then Ina goes, ew. I'm like, that's what I was thinking. So yeah, it was pretty disgusting, but it was pretty neat. Like, I always thought he had just little bugs. He's like, oh, big bugs. Cool. He talks about it a little bit. Then we see Ino, Shikacho. You see their formation. They do this really cool thing now, where goes into the back. She goes to the back of Shikamaru's head, and they do this thing. To me, it kind of reminds me of Pain's Rikudo. I think it is. Is that it, Rikudo? But his eyes. I can't think of what it was. Anyway, Rinnegan. That makes me think of the Rinnegan. So they do this thing, and they have their eyes closed most of the time, but it's sort of like a sensory thing, I'm guessing. And they can tell whenever all these people are coming by, and so Choji gets larger. He goes, whatever the jutsu was, gets larger, goes on. He does tear stuff up, and then some more of the Jubi's little things, whatever they are, summoned things, come and try and attack Shikamaru, and Shikamaru uses his shadow to, I'm guessing, pick up a boulder. It was hard to tell from the drawing. He slams it into them, and then Choji comes by. He's like, do you mind if I get even bigger? Because I'm going to be a bit heavier, but this is going to help more. And they're like, yeah, you're actually kind of slightly light, actually. So I thought, wow, they've really come a long way. Then we see Hinata. She's in the 2 palms, 4 palms, 6 palms, all that. And she's like, oh, this is as far as I can go. And then she thinks back to what Neji said to her and what Naruto said, and she's like, wait a second. And then she does 64 palms, so it was pretty cool. And she got rid of that thing. And then we go back to, we check on Hashirama. And then we see Sai is in the air. He's like, hey, I'm a part of Team 7 too. Oh god, look at my hair, it's like, stop. Don't look at my hair. Anyway, so Sai, is flying through the air. He's like, I'll take it out. I'll take the Jubi out. One hit from above. Then the Jubi's little creature shoots something up at it and burst his bird, and he falls off. Naruto saves him by stretching out his arm. and then they're all talking. They just sort of they're forming a plan on what to do, and it was just so much badassness in this one moment. We see Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and then they did Kuchiyose no Jutsu, summoning jutsu. And it's the giant toad, the giant snake, and the giant slug. Don't remember their names, sorry. But I'm just sitting there like, wow, this is freaking awesome. And thank you so much, Kishimoto, for not making Sakura useless in this chapter. Please keep her at this level. Please just keep her at this level. We like her being strong. She's badass. She's awesome. Just keep her like this. I hope he continues to do this. But anyway, I'm glad for that. So, basic fat time. Badassness. I'd have to say badassness for this chapter was like a 9.5 or a 10. Because it was really, really badass. How much attention level, how much attention was I paying to it? Probably about an 8.5 or a 9. It was like, chapter. Satisfactory, how satisfying was the chapter? Probably about a 9.5. Or even a 10. I mean, really. Interesting, how interesting was the chapter? 8.5. Comedy, was it funny? There were some funny moments, but it wasn't overall meant to be funny. There were some funny moments, so comedy would probably have to be about a 6.5 or 7. Fan service, unless you fanboy fangirl over any certain character, fan service would probably have to be 0. Animation, how well drawn was the chapter? It was pretty well drawn, but you know you skipped a little bit, but probably about 8 or 8.5. Predictability, was not expecting Kuchiyose, was not expecting everybody to jump in like that. So I'm sure for people who are really diehard fans of Naruto, would probably say predictability was high, but for me, general predictability, I wasn't expecting most of this, so I'd have to say about a 4 or 3. So yeah, overall chapter rating out of 5 stars, probably about 4.8 stars out of 5. It's good. You guys seriously need to go read that chapter. So yeah, I really liked how Kishimoto did this chapter. I liked that it wasn't just Team 7 that was stepping it up this week. It was like everybody stepping it up, doing their strength, showing us how much they've improved and how much stronger they've gone. And just a great, great chapter. So yeah, that is all for this episode, this chapter review. Be sure to like this video. Greatly appreciate it. Links in the description to our Facebook and Twitter pages. And yeah, I'm the Shinigami, and I'm signing off. Chana.